He's going to get down here first. Look at Andrew Tate flying through there. Deck to deck. The race director's here, the officials are here, boats, the fans, everybody's here, the trophies are lined up. Let's go racing. And that's what we are about to do, because we are 2 minutes and 15 seconds away from the 5-minute mark for Heat 1A. 1A is presented by Team 1 Nissan. They're up in Albertville. They've got a booth down here by the start-finish line. Come on down and visit them. They've got great deals on cars and trucks. They're located near the start-finish line in Zone 2, and the Guntersville Hydrofest would like to thank Team 1 for sponsoring Hydrofest. Now it's Heat 1A. We've gone down the list before, but we'll do it again, and we are inside 7 minutes at most race courses around the country. The boats cannot enter the race course until the 5-minute mark. Because of the pit area being clear across the lake here, they are going to allow the boats to come out at the 7-minute mark. Well, we're at 6:25, so the boats can come out at any time, and there will be 4 of them. And the boats that are going to make up Heat 1A, presented by Team 1 Nissan, the U440 Bucket List Racing Dustin Eccles, the primarily orange boat, the smaller boat. Then it is the U12, the all-red, trimmed in black and silver, Graham Trucking, driven by J. Michael Kelly. He's going to be joined by the U6, Miss Home Street, predominantly blue and white, driven by Jimmy Shane. And the field will be rounded out by the U11 J&Ds, presented by Reliable Diamond Tool, Tom Thompson out of Cambridge, Maryland, behind the wheel. It is Eccles, Kelly, Shane, Thompson. It's Heat 1A. It's presented by Team 1 Nissan. There's nothing else to do. The qualifying's done, the testing's done. Time to go racing. Paul Doogie, if you can hear me over in the pit area, I'm going to assume you got boats ready to roll. That's a good sound. Thank you, Paul Doogie. It's a busy place over there as we get ready, and then all of a sudden, the 5-minute mark comes, it goes, and all of the boats leave, and it suddenly gets very, very quiet. The drivers in their boats make the long run across Lake Guntersville to our 2.5-mile oval. First boat, you heard Paul Doogie say the first boat away from the pit area was our fastest qualifier, our new course record setter, the U6, the Miss Home Street. I'd like to take this opportunity while the boats are on the water, we have to be out of the water. So parents, if you've got kids that are in the water, they need to get up on shore. We can't have people in the water swimming or in the water at all while the H1 Unlimited hydroplanes are on the race course. They are on the course now, so we ask your assistance in making sure we get everybody up and out of the water. It is for their safety as well as the safety of those on the race course. 3 minutes and 25 seconds to the start. Now, I will do my best to explain what is going on here, but this is what we call the race before the race. When the drivers come out of the pit area and come across the lake, they are not going to race in assigned lanes. They don't know what lane they're going to race in. They fight for that lane by positioning themselves correctly on the race course versus their competitors and versus the start-finish line and the clock. As we saw with the GPs, you don't want to jump the start because you incur a penalty and you're not going to win. Tom Thompson in the Chartreuse and Carnival Orange, U11, goes down toward the lower end of the race course following Jimmy Shane. Here comes Dustin Eccles in the bucket list, the 440, the little orange boat. Following him slowly is J. Michael Kelly. Now, part of this procedure is the boats can cut the race course. They can cut the race course from the front stretch to the back stretch at the lower end of the race course down by the causeway. They could cut the race course from the back stretch to the front stretch at the top end of the race course. There are certain areas that they're aware of that they cannot go through because of patrol boats and so forth, but there's wide areas at each end of the race course where a driver could cut the race course and perhaps position himself in a better position for racing when we get there. And we are 1 minute and 58 seconds away from the start of Heat 1A. It is presented by Team 1 Nissan in Albertville. Coming up on 1:45. So far, nobody has done anything fancy on a 2.5 mile course like this. And thank you, J. Michael Kelly. He's going to show you what a cut looks like from the back stretch to the front stretch. Now, when Jimmy Shane and Tom Thompson come down, they're going to find JMK and watch him put himself in lane 1. That just moved everybody out of lane. Nice move by Kelly, and I like his timing. You do not want to be at the start-finish line at 2 minutes. Well, it's 1:18 right now. So Kelly with a terrific move to get lane 1. Now they will go down to the lower corner. They must maintain 80 miles per hour while they are on the race course before the start. If they go down below 80 miles an hour, a beacon light begins to blink on the top of the air scoop, and they will get a warning from the officials. They get one warning. The second time that beacon comes on, they get disqualified. So a great move by J. Michael Kelly right out of the box here in Heat 1A, and he's got his boat in lane number 1. Now it is all about those timing marks. They want to put their boat on the start-finish line when the clock hits 0, and they want to be doing about $1.85, and they want to have a whole bunch of clean water. We'll see how well they do it. Coming up on 25 seconds until the start. Looks like one boat up there. There's 4. Kelly is in 1. Kelly's in 1, Shane is in 2, Thompson is in 3, Eccles will be on the outside. We said about a 10-second run off of that buoy. They're inside 10, they're at 8. Now it's that timing mark. We are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, and that's going to be a legal start for everybody. And it's Tom Thompson that takes them across the line in the U11. J&D's presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. Now hard out of that lower end of the race course. Lanes 1, 2, and 3 were tight. Who gets there first? It's J. Michael Kelly. Oh, but there is Jimmy Shane. Shane on the outside. Sticks the blue and white nose out in front of Kelly. Now it's pure acceleration down the backstretch. Shane on the outside. Got a couple of boat legs on Kelly. And hidden in the spray is the U11 with Tom Thompson. Thompson's back in 3rd. Then it is Dustin Eccles in 4th. Now, this is where the inside lane will play. It'll pay dividends to JMK. He's got a shorter race course up at the top end. Shane on the outside, Kelly on the inside. Only about a boat length and a half between the two. Shane has got to give Kelly room. He certainly did. Gave him plenty of lane space. Nice legal racing there by Jimmy Shane. We're going to go 3 times around the race course. It is Jimmy Shane in the home straight coming out of put 1 in the books. J. Michael Kelly showing some tremendous speed. He is hanging with our top qualifier. You can see how important it was for Kelly to get inside of Jimmy Shane. And now he's only 2 boat lengths back at the exit pit. Great racing here in our Heat 1A, presented by Team 1 Nissan. Shane outside makes it about a 3-boat length lead. JMK on the inside into Graham Trucking. Tom Thompson's now dropped back about 2 rooster tails. Shane opens up to about 3, maybe 4 boat lengths, but this is where the advantage comes into play for J. Michael Kelly. Kelly doesn't want to let him go. Shane's got to give him a lane space. Lane space is determined and measured as 30 feet. Plenty of distance there between the buoy and Jimmy Shane for J. Michael Kelly to run clean through there. Jimmy's running him really clean. Here comes Jimmy to put 2 in the books. He has 1 more to go, but Kelly doesn't want to go away. Kelly just flat doesn't want to go away. He's going to let Jimmy know, I came to wreck.
You've got somewhere to be, work to get done, or it's time for some fun.
Dustin Eccles comes by. He is in 4th place. Shane Kelly. I got half a hunch we're going to say that about 10,000 times this summer. Shane and Kelly hooking up right out of the box here in the 2019 H1 Unlimited Racing season. Now, this is going to determine who wins our Heat 1A, our first heat of racing here. And look at Kelly. Kelly's going to pull up within a boat length and a half. You notice Shane tightened up the corner a little bit too, but still certainly legal. This is it. The checkered flag flies. H1 Unlimited Racing, and it's going to go to Jimmy Shane in the home street. Home street back Jimmy Shane. J. Michael Kelly right with him. How about that? How about that right out of the box for H1 Unlimited Racing 2019 style? That looks pretty good. Tom Thompson, after a terrific start in lane 3, will come home in 3rd place in the J&Ds, presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. We are being told, and this is an important point, but I think we all knew this, the start was good. They were actually a little bit tardy. Apparently everything was good in that heat. There have been no calls made whatsoever. Dustin Eccles in the Bucket List Racing comes home in 4th place. You see J. Michael Kelly and Jimmy Shane drive. Well, they were side by side there going alongside the causeway, and I'm sure they were looking at each other, letting them know, I just wanted to let you know, Jimmy, that I got a red boat here, and it is pretty darn fast. Whoa, that's the way we start the weekend. I can't wait to see how we end it. That was a good one. One more time, would like to thank Team One Nissan for their participation in the event this weekend and their sponsorship of our Heat 1A. Again, our unofficial order of finish. 1st place, Miss Home Street, Jimmy Shane. That was the blue boat, U6. 2nd place, and it was a hard-fought and hard-earned 2nd place. Goes to U12, Graham Trucking, J. Michael Kelly. 3rd place will go to the 11 J&Ds, presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. And our 4th place finisher was the Bucket List Racing 440 and Dustin Eccles.
Everyone, as I was in
start finish line appears to be the U12, the Graham Trucking with J. Michael Kelly. You heard Jimmy Shane talking about that red boat with that splash of silver and black on it that was flashing. It does look good. That boat was all red a year ago, and it looks good on the water with that black and silver. I like it. Bert Henderson coming down in the 7, the Spirit of Detroit, hailing from Rockville, Ontario. Here's a good sight to see Corey Peabody in the Graham Trucking American Dream, the U96. Great looking hydroplane. It is Dustin Eccles driving the 440 Bucket List Racing. A little dark up at the top end of the race course, but the water conditions still look very good. 2 minutes and 56 seconds. 2:56 until the start. We saw some shenanigans in the Heat 1A score-up process, the race before the race. We saw J. Michael Kelly make a great move to get the inside lane away from Jimmy Shane and Tom Thompson. Now we got to watch to see if something like that would happen now. The boats are spread all over the race course as we come up on 2:30 to the start of our Heat 1B presented by Team 1 Nissan. Here comes JMK. He has not put his foot in it at all. The boat is running at about 80, 90 miles an hour. Remember, he has to keep it over 80 miles an hour. If he doesn't, he will incur the wrath of the officials. But right now, he is out there all by himself as we approach 2 minutes. 2 minutes until the start of Heat 1B. Bert Henderson, the U7, heads across start-finish line. Corey Peabody, boat's got a little bit of compressor stalling. I think he's going to have to... What? And see if Bert's going to have to go all the way around, see if Corey maybe doesn't put a loop right here, and there he goes. Corey wasn't in a good spot on the race course. He's okay. He just was going to get down to that corner, and here comes JMK. He's going to come across. We're 1:30 until the start. Now watch Bert. Bert's going to cut the course because he doesn't want to go all the way around at $1.25. Same can be said for Corey Peabody. Watch both of them cut the course and come back to front. Here comes Bert. Corey will come in behind him. Now they will go down and get them. Now they could still cut the course again if they wanted to. But coming off the lower corner right now at 1 minute, J. Michael Kelly. He was making a little maneuver there with the Bucket List Racing. I wasn't sure if they were getting close together. I don't think so. They just got covered up by a little bit of Ernst Roostertail. Corey's going to have to cut the course. Corey, go back over to the backstretch again. There he goes. Takes the 98 and takes it over to the back chute. They will all hook up JMK up the top end of the course at 40 miles an hour. Or, 40 seconds, even though he's all by himself. He's up there a little bit early. He's got to maintain 80 miles an hour. He's at 28 seconds at the entrance pin. I think he'd like to be up there around 22. So he's going to have to scruff off a little bit of speed. Watch Bert Henderson, see if he can't get a run at this thing. We're 15 seconds away from the start. It's going to be Kelly in 1. It's going to be Henderson in 2. It's going to be Peabody, I think, in 3. And then it'll be Bucket List. Bucket List is going to be in 3. On the outside, it'll be Peabody. We're 2 seconds. 1 second. Mark, and this one's ragged. What we call a ragged start. The start is official. It is good, and it's J. Michael Kelly. Poor Corey. Corey comes across. He was way late. He was just never in a good spot on the race course. So that's what we call a ragged start. Not at all like we saw in our Heat 1A. So it's all JMK coming off the corner, but Bert Henderson has got him in his sights, but he's already about a rooster tail and a half back from J. Michael Kelly. But Bert has got his foot in it. Look at Henderson coming on the outside. Bert is now in the rooster tail. We might have a race here yet. Henderson on the outside. You're going to see the red nose. There he is. Henderson on the outside is going to make a boat race out of this. Now he's got to leave room just like Jimmy Shane did And that's given J. Michael Kelly all kinds of room. But they're going to come down side by side. Bert Henderson in the red boat on the outside. J. Michael Kelly on the inside. We go 3 times around. If you can pick a leader on that one, you're better than I am. That's dead even. The 2 red boats. Good looking run down the front straightaway. And look at Dustin Eccles so far holding off Corey Peabody. And he's holding him off on the outside. We're in the second of 3 times around the race course. JMK's opened up a little bit by sitting on the inside. Bert Henderson still playing around on the outside. Staying in the right side rear view mirror of J. Michael Kelly. Kelly up the backstretch, boat real smooth. He's got about 3/4 of a rooster tail on Bert, but he knows Bert is there. Now Bert will try and make a charge as they get to the entrance bit of the corner up here. This is lap number 2 of 3. Big wall of water off both boats up there. JMK slides it out to about lane 2, and he will come down and put 2 in the books, but he's got Bert Henderson right in that right side rear view mirror. Henderson spared to Detroit, looking to pick up 300 big points here as Kelly flies the 12 across the start-finish line. And I think what you may be looking at right here is Bert Henderson saying, all right, I'll let you do that. I'll let you do that because I'll pick up my 300 second place points. But now look at the race we got coming off the top end of the court. Corey Peabody has now found his way past Dustin Eccles. But Eccles is going to stay right there on the outside. They've got 1 lap to go. The racing right now is for 3rd place. Dustin Eccles, what a day they've had today. Their first ever 150-mile-an-hour lap, and now he finds himself hooked up against his good buddy, Corey Peabody. Peabody's down there first, but there's Dustin. Dustin by a boat length. Top end of the race course. J. Michael Kelly will come down and pick up first place. Henderson squares up. He will come down and take second, but the race is up the backstretch. Corey Peabody trying to run down the bright orange as the checkered flag flies for Michael Kelly and the checkered flag flies for Bert Henderson. Now, top end of the course. Who is going to pick up 3rd place? Corey Peabody closes it up at the top end. Dustin Eccles right with him on the outside. There's 225 points at stake right here. There is Dustin on the outside. From here on out, it is nothing but pure acceleration. Mash the gas, fly the front end, get the boat out of the water, and get it down to the checkered flag. Oh, this is going to be close. This is going to be close, and it's Dustin Eccles. Dustin Eccles pulled it off. Holy smoke, that was awesome.
He's going to get down here first. Look at Andrew Tate flying. There's Exodus.
5.1 WQSB, Alabama's country giant. Jimmy Shane, Tom Thompson, Corey Peabody, Bert Henderson. Get them in the water, guys, and they are. In fact, let's throw it over right now, over to the other side of the race course, and Paul Doogie. You got boats in the water, Paul?
Yeah, we've got 3 out of 4 in this: the Home Street, the Graham Trucking, and the J&D. So the 6, the 98, and the 11 took a little longer to turn the Spirit of Detroit, the 7, around after having a couple of drivers in it. They had to readjust the seats again. For Mr. Bert Henderson, they are just putting it on the sling now. So as of right now, Brad, it's still in the pits. It's going to be a little tight for them to get out there in time, but it looks like they'll be able to do it.
And that's the 98?
I'm sorry, that's the 7.
The 7, okay. Keep an eye on it. Thank you, Paul. You heard they're thrashing down there right now to try and get the 7 in the water in enough time to make our Heat 2A, scheduled to come up here at 10:50. Heat 2A scheduled to come at 10:50 and sponsored by 105.1 WQSB. So if there is a time in unlimited hydroplane racing when there's a calm before the storm, I think this is probably it. The boats, with the exception of the 7 that they're scrambling right now to get in the water, the boats are in the water, the drivers are in the cockpit, and they are just sitting there quietly, maybe having a conversation with a crew chief, a crew member, a radio man, reviewing what is going on, what their game plan is, what they hope to accomplish here in Heat 2A, presented by 105.1 WQSB.
And Brad, here's some good news. The 7 is now in the water. Bert Henderson has made his way down the dock, and they should be ready to go in just a few minutes.
Very good. That is good news. I know it sounds like a broken record, but it's really good to have this particular broken record to play. But our water conditions and weather conditions right now can be described only as absolutely perfect. It's a Six minutes and 15 seconds, 6:15 until our start.
Four, three, two, one. Mark, 1 to the 5.
1 minute to the 5-minute gun. 1 minute until the 5-minute mark. And you can tell I'm old school because I say 5-minute gun. We used to shoot a gun way back in the day. We'd shoot a 5-minute, a 1 minute, and then a go. "30 seconds until the 5-minute mark."
And Brad, you may hear it. The first boat is starting to spool up. That will be the light blue Home Street Bank with Jimmy Shane. He is headed out on the course. Next is the 98 Corey Peabody. They are away from the docks. Still waiting on the 7 and the 11 to drop their hatch, but we'll have a couple of boats coming your way in just a moment.
Thank you very much.
3, 2, 1. Mark, 5 minutes.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. Green flag is on the race course. We are told Corey Peabody was the first boat to spool up and pull away from the pit area. Corey Peabody, of course, driving that U-98 Graham Trucking American Dream, painted up red, white, and blue. A throwback paint job, a tribute to Rob Graham in his first year, 1998, of sponsoring the Unlimiteds. He did so with Fred Leland. This is a Fred Leland hull that he acquired in the offseason, and as a tribute to all of that, he has gone retro with the paint scheme, put the stars and stripes on it, and for those of us who watched the boat back then, it is a sight to see. Corey Peabody. Next boat to come out on the race course, we are expecting the U6, the boat owned by the city of Madison, Indiana. Miss Home Street, driven by Jimmy Shane, originally from Havre de Grace, Maryland, now resides in the Pacific Northwest. The young man looks like the boat to beat here today.
And we've got Tom Thompson leaving the docks now. He's got it spooled up and he's getting it online. The hatch is
also
down on the
in our
U7.
Heat 2A, presented by 105.1. It's the U11, the J&Ds, presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. The boat is driven by Tom Thompson from Cambridge, Maryland. You cannot miss this boat. You can see it coming away from the dock now. It is Chartreuse and Carnival Orange. J&Ds, presented by Reliable Diamond Tool.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the club.
Our fourth boat rounding out the field, U7. The boat is bright red. It hails from the Detroit, Michigan area and is driven by Bert Henderson from Brockville, Ontario, Canada. Good to have the U7 team here from Detroit. They call the boat the Spirit of Detroit. It is all red. Bert Henderson out of Brockville, Ontario. So, looking at the clock right now, we're 2 minutes and 5 seconds until the start of our Heat 2A, presented by WGSB Radio here in Alabama. It's the Country Giant. You know them well. Now, we've got boats spread around the race course, although we've got a couple of them coming off the top end. And at the top end on the outside, that's Bert Henderson. That's the red boat. That is the Spirit of Detroit. Following him and back a bit on the inside, the red, white, blue, Corey Peabody in the U98 Graham Trucking American Dream. Now you see Tom Thompson. There's our first little maneuver. Tom Thompson has cut the course to get in front of Jimmy Shane, who trails the field, coming down the front straightaway at 1:25. My unofficial timing marks are you do not want to be at that entrance pin at 1:30. It's 1:20. I think they're going to be okay, but I really like where Jimmy Shane sits right now. He may be outside some of those guys, but I like where he is timing-wise. Remember, the idea is more than just getting on an inside lane. You want to have a lot of boat speed. They've got to be careful with Bert Henderson. He's got to maintain 80 miles an hour up the backstretch. Still got 58 seconds until the start. I think he's okay, but he doesn't want that little 80-mile-an-hour beacon to start blinking above that air scoop, because he will get the wrath of the officials. Where is Tom Thompson? Tom Thompson is trying to get refired. He has died down at the lower end of the race course. He is not on a plane. He is dead in the water. Tom Thompson is out of it. So we'll go to the top end of the race course with 28 seconds until the start. Going to have a three-boat field here. Bert Henderson is going to have himself in lane number 1. It looks like Jimmy Shane is going to be able to have lane 2. I think I haven't seen him yet. There he is. He's in 2. It's going to be Corey Peabody on the outside. 12 seconds until our start. Now it's about the timing marks. Want to be on the line. We are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. Looks like a good start from here for sure. And it's Bert Henderson going to bring him across the line first. Henderson broke the clock. He'll take him down from lane number 1. See who gets down there first. It's all red. It's Bert Henderson. He's got the field on his hip. Coming off the exit pin, you can see the other two boats, Rooster Tails. Jimmy Shane is in second place, but it's Henderson and the Spirit of Detroit. Running down the backstretch, got about 3 boat lengths on Shane, and then it's about a Rooster Tail back to Corey Peabody. Peabody running in third, but it's Bert running out front, first place in the U7. But trust me, his right side mirror is full of Home Street Blue. Now you're going to see where Shane is. How close is he to Bert? Bert tight on the buoy line, and there's Jimmy. Jimmy's going to try and run him down here at the end of lap number 1. Good boat racing here. The start has been ruled officially good. The start is good. Almost dead even. Bert and Jimmy. Beautiful photo off there is the red, the white, the blue. It flies across start-finish line. Peabody running in third. They go down to the lower end of the race course. This is lap number 1 of 3. Still Bert. Henderson's got him by about a boat length, maybe a boat length and a half. Off the exit pin now. Does Jimmy have some straightaway speed? There he is. Acceleration off the corner. Shane out by half a boat length. Now give him 1 full. Bert trying to hang with him on the inside. Couple of great running hydroplanes here in our Heat 1B, presented by WQSB 105.1 radio. Top end, look at Bert, stay with him. Henderson on the inside. Shane's got to give him room. Got to give him 30 feet of lane space. gave him plenty of lane space. Jimmy driving him really clean down the front straightaway, put 2 in the books. This will be the second of 3 times around the course. Now, this time, Jimmy's opened up about a boat length. Now he's opened up about 4 or 5 boat lengths. Shane doing it from the outside right now. Bert's still going to hang on the inside. Jimmy's going to give him plenty of room and drive him clean, I am sure. No, look at Bert. He pulled right up with him now. Back to within about a boat length and a half, maybe 2. Now the acceleration off the corner. Jimmy doesn't want to get too fancy here, and so Shane starts to put the hammer down and open up a little bit of ground on Bert Henderson. It's about 5, maybe 6 boat lengths now. Watch Shane. He's going to leave a lot of room between his boat and the exit buoy to make sure there's plenty of room for Bert Henderson up there. Henderson trying to tighten it up. That inside lane's paying dividends, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Jimmy Shane is going to come down here, and it looks like a apparent winner for Heat 1B here of the 2009 race for the Southern Cup checkered flag. Jimmy Shane driving on his home street. Bert Henderson, second place in the Spirit of Detroit in our Heat 2A, presented by 101.5 WQSB. And let's not forget our newly requalified rookie driver, Corey Peabody. Corey will come down and score 225 points, and I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, he'll take them. 225 points are worth fighting for. Let me catch my breath there for just a moment, but that was kind of fun. That was kind of fun. So, our unofficial finish, unofficial order was the U6, Miss Home Street, Jimmy Shane. You can put him down as a first place finisher with 400 points, but I think I put it down in pencil because you never know. The boats have to go through. Gonna help him, so he needs a lot of points in this one, and he's got a tough draw to do it with J. Michael Kelly and Jimmy Shane.
I'm sure.
Finished second, he's finished third, and he comes out here for his 4th run before the final heat. J. Michael Kelly, he'll be in Heat 3A. 4 minutes and 20 seconds until the start of our Heat 3A, presented by the Tennessee Valley Authority, TVA. And we thank them for their participation here in our event. It is the 2019 Race for the Southern Cup, and we are getting close to building to our final pinnacle. I count 1, 2, 3, 4 boats. Paul Doogie, you got them all sent away. Everybody looks good. Paul's already run up to find a monitor and watch the heat. I don't blame him because we're 3:45 until our start. 3:45. First boat to come across the start-finish line here. Bert Henderson out of Brockville, Ontario, Canada. Man needs no introduction when it comes to hydroplane racing, but he hasn't done a whole lot of this H1 Unlimited stuff. Right behind him is another bright red boat, but this one is trimmed in black and silver. It's driven by J. Michael Kelly. It's the U-12. Here comes J. Michael Kelly's grade school classmate. Yep, you heard me right. A grade school classmate of J. Michael Kelly. That would be Corey Peabody, driving the Graham Trucking American Dream. And the guy who has had a weekend that he will never, ever forget, Dustin Eccles, driving the 440 Bucket List Racing. This has been a project for Kelly and Sharon Stockland for many years, and this is the best the boat has ever showed on a race course. They are so happy, and they want it to continue. Dustin Eccles in the 440. 2:45 until the start. 2:45. Boats are spread across. Gee, we've seen this a couple of times before. J. Michael Kelly, once again, cutting the race course. He wants to position himself in lane 1. Don't be surprised if you don't see Mike do it again. He can cut the course at the lower end, where he is now. See if he doesn't hang it left. And he says, no, I'm going to go all the way down this time. Here comes Bert. He will come down. 2:14 until the start. Henderson follows him. Boats are spread all over the race course. Boats are spread all over the race course. Here comes Corey Peabody. I believe Corey Peabody this time can run on the front row. We did not get an official indication of that, but he had to start 2 heats behind everybody. Timing marks to mine. It's at 1:40. You do not want to be down at the entrance pin to that corner at $1.30. And it's $1.30 right now, so I think Corey's okay. Here comes Mike. No, that's Bert. Bert comes across. Bert's going to get in one. Well, Mr. Kelly, it's too early, Mike, to cut the course. I don't think Mike will go across. He's the last one going down. He may have to do this one from the long way. Oh, there he goes. He decided to do it. He cut across. There goes Michael. 1:07. 1:07 until our start. Now look at Bert. Bert says, I got to beat you over there. This is the race before the race. Gonna get close over there, guys. Gonna get close. Wasn't sure there was room between the two, but apparently so. That could have got very interesting, and the rule book comes into play there. We won't get into it. Kelly once again has put the U-12 in lane number 1, and it looks like Dustin Eccles has put the 440 in 3. Bert Henderson is in 2, and on the outside, I believe it's Corey Peabody coming up on 25 seconds until the start. It's about a 12-second run off of that exit pin down to turn 1. It is. The orange boat is in 3. It's Peabody on the outside. It is Eccles in 3. Lane 2 is Bert Henderson. Trailing the field right now at 10 seconds is J. Michael Kelly. These guys might be a little bit early. We are 6-5, 4, 3. They are early. 1. Mark. And we are racing. It's Bert Henderson, but Corey Peabody with the speed up. And look at Kelly. Kelly is way back at the start. But he is on the inside lane. Can Kelly make up ground on that inside lane? I think we're going to see Bert. We do. It's Henderson. He comes through in first. Second place in lane number 3 is Corey Peabody. Now, his old buddy J. Michael Kelly has run him down. So Kelly's in second on the inside, trailing Burt by a full rooster tail. Up the backstretch. This is going to be good. The start was good. Everybody was legal. Watch this. This is going to be a tall order for Burt Henderson. Going to be a tall order for Burt Henderson to try and hold off JMK when he's got lane 1. We talk about giving enough lane space. That's plenty of lane space right there. This is going to be fun. A couple of bright red hydroplanes coming out of put one in the book. J. Michael Kelly in 1, Burt Henderson in lane 2, and they're virtually dead even as they cross. Kelly by a boat length. Kelly by a boat length. And again, it is Dustin Eccles in that little 440, just running the daylights out of it. This time coming off the lower corner, that inside lane is paying dividends for JMK. Burt Henderson running on the outside, a bigger race course. He's about 5 boat lengths behind JMK. Look at Mr. Eccles make the little orange boat go, and then it's Corey Peabody in 4th place driving the Graham Trucking American Dream. Now Burt begins to pull up a little bit on JMK. Coming off the top end of the race course, JMK still got Burt right in that right side rear view mirror. Couple of red boats coming home to put 2 up, 2 down, and have 1, 2, go! Flying the boat was JMK. A lot of air underneath that U12. This is as good as we've seen Burt run for a long time. Boat looks real cyanic. Off the corner at the lower end of the race course. J. Michael Kelly now has opened up plenty of water. He's opened up a couple of rooster tails now on Burt Henderson, and we are learning of an infraction. There is a penalty on Burt Henderson for a DMZ violation. He drove his boat through the race course at a point on the race course where you can't do that. It's a no-no. He clearly got the message from the officials. He has pulled his foot out of it and let J. Michael Kelly go. So Kelly's going to come down here and complete his 4th and final preliminary heat. He has 2 first place finishes, a 2nd place finish, and a 3rd place finish. J. Michael Kelly, U12, Graham Trucking. Here comes Burt. He's going to come down. He's going to get the checkered flag.
I think my eyes are the most beautiful among Vigo Live broadcasters.
Mike's washed. He will slow his boat down. He got the checkered flag. However, he's going to be greeted with some bad information. And what does it translate to? A 2nd place finish for Dustin Eccles. And Corey Peabody, a fine finish for that young man. First time he got the start up on the front row. Corey Peabody driving the U98. The Graham Trucking American Dream. Wow. So, to try and do my best to explain a DMZ violation, I don't have a course map right in front of me, but as you look out on the race course, you can see that there's numerous patrol boats at various spots on the race course, and we're not going to go racing without them. I've mentioned that you can cut the course from the front stretch to the back stretch at the lower end of the course down toward the causeway, and you can cut the course from back to front at the top end of the race course. come on the race course before the 5-minute mark because it's such a long drive across the lake.
And Brad, you've got all 4 boats out on the course right now headed your way.
You did your part, Paul Doogie. You got them all fired up and ready to go. We see 4 rooster tails, nicely done. And now it's our job to pick them out of the sun. I can tell you the 3rd boat coming up there is the Chartreuse and Carnival Orange U11 J&Ds presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. And that looks to me like that's going to be Bert Henderson at the top of the course. I think that's Corey Peabody in behind him, then Tom Thompson, and your last one is the powder blue and white Miss Home Street, Jimmy Shane. Minutes and 55 seconds, 3:55 to the start of Heat 3B. Bert Henderson, he had the difficulty in the previous heat. He had a DMZ violation. That means before the heat started, he cut the course where he should not have. I hope he's got it right this time. It looks good to me because he just cut the course again and went over to the backside. Tom Thompson, on the other hand, will go. Oh, where's Corey? Where is Corey?
It's got a link for a delivery. Did you get me a birthday?
The lower end of the race course. Okay, I missed Corey Peabody. I lost him for a minute. Corey Peabody coming out of the lower corner. Tom Thompson is just inside of him. We've still got all 4 of our race boats that are scheduled to go here in our Heat 3B. Coming up on 2 minutes and 55 seconds to the start. 2:50 until the start. Everybody's been pretty quiet here so far. We'll see if there is any maneuvering. If there is, the ones to watch here are going to be Bert Henderson and Tom Thompson. Both have had issues go against them. One mechanical, one was with the referees, but each of them came out of one of their preliminary heats with a goose egg. They want to be on that front row of the final. 2 minutes, 20 seconds, 2:20 to the start of Heat 3B, presented by the TVA. And speaking of the TVA, you can visit their booth in Zone 1 to find out more about hashtag My Lake Guntersville campaign and how you too can be involved. TVA, part of the community. Bert's got that late, he's got that course cut figured out now. He's done it twice at the lower end of the course. Now Corey, that's a tough spot to be at $150. Look to see if Corey doesn't cut across the race course. If he's going to go all the way down, and his beacon is blinking, his beacon was blinking, he was below 80 miles an hour. Boy, and that got a little dicey right there. Tom Thompson just cut the course, and it was right in front of Jimmy Shane. The referees are going to have to take a look at that one. That looked like it might not have been the sweetest thing. 1:15. We're going to call everything as it is on the water. Who's cutting the course? Look at Bert. Bert's going to cut the course, get to the backside, get over there in about 1 minute. I think his timing's pretty good. Bert's going to jump into lane 1. So, up the backstretch right now, you've got Bert Henderson sitting in 1. We're going to assume Corey Peabody, the second boat going up there, is in lane 2. Tom Thompson made a move to get inside Jimmy Shane, but did you see that? Tom Thompson just had to move outside Jimmy Shane. Jimmy, that's a legal move. He's got to have 5 boat lengths before he can move over on Tom. I think he was good to do it. And it looks like Corey Peabody wasn't in lane 2. Looks like he was in 3 because Jimmy Shane has put the Home Street Bank in lane number 2. Henderson is going to be in 1 at 20 seconds. These guys are early. Henderson is in 1. Shane is in 2. Shane's trying to go inside. Shane's trying to go inside. I don't know if that maneuver's going to work. We're inside 10, we're 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. Bert Henderson leads everybody at across. Jimmy Shane made a move to the inside. It may prove disastrous. He got wet coming down to the start. First boat out of the corner, Bert Henderson. He's going to come off the corner with a solid lead, but that is Jimmy Shane coming up on the outside, but he's a rooster tail back. These boats are running hard down the backstretch. That's Shane in second. He's a rooster tail back of Henderson, but he's running him down. Tom Thompson trying to run down Corey Peabody on the inside up the backstretch. Look at Jimmy Shane. The start is good. It's official. Watch Shane and Henderson off the top end of the race course. Henderson in lane one. Stay tight to the buoy rope, Bert. He does. Now he'll square it up and come down and put 1 of 3 in the books. We're going to go 3 times around. Bert Henderson got the tiger by the tail right now. He's got Jimmy Shane on his outside. Shane trying to run down the driver from Brookville, Ontario. Shane's got his hands full with this one. Thompson has gotten by Peabody at the end of lap number 1. Shane still back about 4 boat lengths. Henderson so far holding him off. This is a clash here. You would think Jimmy Shane could get around him. This is how important the inside lane is. Bert still holding him off, but Jimmy's coming. You can't see him, but he's right there. There's 2 boats up that backstretch. Henderson in 1. Shane is in lane 2. This will be an interesting corner as they come down to put lap number 2 of 3 in the book. Look for the blue nose. Look for the blue nose. Nothing yet. There it is. Right there's Jimmy Shane. He gives enough room for Bert. Plenty of legal space right there. Henderson, now it's acceleration that will do it. Shane showed he had it all weekend as he got it right here. He does. Jimmy Shane is going to take the lead. And at the end of lap number 2, Shane's got about 5 boat lengths now. He can't move over on Bert. He's got to leave Bert a lane in there. He doesn't have enough lead to close the door. Jimmy's not going to do it anyway. Jimmy stays wide. Henderson pulls up to about 4 boat lengths. Tom Thompson is in 3rd place. He comes across with 2 in the books and Corey Peabody. Bert Henderson showing some real speed in that U7 Spirit of Detroit. But Jimmy Shane has finally got his way around him. Look for Jimmy to go wide in this corner, leave a couple of lanes in there for Bert Henderson. Make sure everything is legal, and Jimmy's going to come down, if everything holds as we anticipate, and pick up first place and another 400 points. As I thought, he slides out to about lane number 4.
Chase Freedom Unlimited.